Guys, welcome back to another video. And basically I've got a couple videos here of me playing green purple Doflamingo. That is me in the top screen there. So I've been playing Dofi since set 4. He was kind of what I was maining in set 4. I didn't really find a leader that I was really clicking with in set 5, and I know right now the meta is kind of crazy because it feels like if you're not playing Enel, Sakazuki, Purple Luffy, or Katakuri, then it feels like you don't really have much of a chance. And I think it's because those decks have like the best matchup spread, whereas like other decks like have good matchups into certain colors, but struggle against others. So for example, this Doflamingo build that I have here, it's not the film package, although that is what I enjoyed playing in set 1, or sorry, set 4. It's the new Birdcage package. Now the way I play the Birdcage is different, and hopefully you'll get to see that in a couple of these videos. But for those of you who don't know what the Birdcage does, is the Birdcage is a stage card, and it costs 5 Dawn to play. And when this card is played, any character on either player's side that's 5 cost or less and rested does not become active again in the next player's in the player's refresh phase. So basically what that means is if you have a 5 cost character and it gets rested, or you attack and it gets rested, you can't restand that character when you reset your turn. And these characters stay frozen until, that's just me showing him my One Piece dice there, but these characters get frozen until the card gets trashed, the stage card gets trashed. And the only way the stage card gets trashed is if you reach your 10 Dawn turn, and at the end of your 10 Dawn turn, if you still have 10 Dawn on your field, then that card gets trashed, and all rested 5 cost characters get trashed as well. So it's a pretty crazy card, but playing with it is also quite interesting, because you have to be careful of the plays you're making, the cards you're swinging with. Now, the way I operate or play this deck is I like to keep the Birdcage on the field for as long as possible. Doing it this way, it kind of messes with your opponent because they're expecting you to like reach your 10 Dawn turn, and then like all their characters will be free again. So especially when you're playing against black, sometimes they'll drop the Sabo, the 5 cost Sabo blocker, which protects all your characters from dying to KO effects right before your 10 Dawn turn. And so then that way, if your Birdcage blows up, then they won't have then their characters won't die, they'll just get restanded, right? I like to keep it on the board as long as possible. And that's kind of the way I've been playing, except I don't know, certain matchups are a little tough. So we'll talk about this one, since this is the one that we're watching right here, which is where I played against Enel. And as I've come to realize, yellow is not an easy matchup for this deck. And the reason is because they play a lot of higher than 5 cost characters. Rush, Enel, Charlotte, Lin, Katakuri, Yamato. And if you can't get those characters like tapped and frozen, then it becomes a little difficult to deal with. And that's not even talking about the actual leader ability. The NL leader ability is kind of crazy because you need to set up a large wide board, and then they get a lot of triggers and all of that, right? So I think he's starting us off here with 1 Dawn, and it looks like he'll pass. I'll go up to 2 Dawn, and I think I also pass. I don't think I have a turn 1 play. Oh, actually I have a baby 5. Okay, so I like to I'll usually mulligan until I see, like, if I don't see a baby 5 in my starting hand, then I'll likely mulligan unless I have everything else that I need. But baby 5 allows me to search for Birdcage if I don't have it. Other characters like Sugar, which I just grabbed, Diamante, any of the Don Quixote pirates that I need. So baby 5 is great. I'm also able to consistently keep searching with it unless I have protection, or which, you know, he's going 5 into the baby 5 here, I believe, and I think there's no way to save that. I also should have my 2 Dawn active because of leader ability, but sometimes I forget to do just that. But yeah, he's gonna go here. I forget what this searcher is called. I think it's Shura. It's basically the Sky Island searcher, and he grabs the Holly. So you know that Ohm Holly combination is coming down. But Shura is just on play, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And here I go into my 4 Dawn turn, grabbing a card, starting us off here. 4 Dawn is kind of awkward. I also don't really like swinging into Enel straight up, but usually I like to at least try and get a card out. But he's gonna take it, which usually more often than not ends up being a trigger. But we got a little lucky here, and I think he tells me at some point that he can see some of my cards. I'm getting used to the setup, so you know, I'm not fully paying attention to that. I think you can see one of my cards from the top there, but I will likely come down with a Pika if I have it with 4 Dawn. But then I think I realized he didn't swing at life the last turn, and the reason he didn't swing at life is because he wanted to keep me at 4, so that if I played a 4-drop character, then he could kill it with Gadatsu. And if you don't know, Gadatsu can KO a character equal to the cost of your opponent's life. So it would have been perfect if I dropped a 4. I knew I had the Pika in hand. So if I dropped it, then he would have just killed it with his Gadatsu on this turn. I think that's what we were talking about right now. Because now he's like, shit, like I was planning to play Gadatsu, but you know, since you didn't play anything, it's kind of a waste. So instead, I think he's going 5, 4. Oh, okay, he's gonna swing 5 at life first, and I'm probably gonna take it. Yep, I do. I don't like taking life super early unless I need certain cards in hand. If I'm looking for something specific. And then he comes down with the Ohm, and well, I already know he has a Holly in hand, so Holly's coming down regardless. So if he doesn't search, so he whiffs in the search, but he has a Holly in hand, so he can just play the Holly out, which he does. And now I am looking at a mildly scary board here. But even if I can tap the Holly and the Ohm, like when it comes to late game, those big characters come down, it gets a little tough. So we're gonna be going 6 to life, and I believe that's because I have the Birdcage in hand. So this would be the correct turn to play the Birdcage, in my opinion. Nothing's rested right now, but it would at least prevent it'll. Sometimes players will be like, okay, the Birdcage is up, so if I swing with my dog or swing with Ohm, then it's gonna stay rested. So sometimes they might be like, okay, maybe let's not swing, which is good for me because it allows me to play for sugar. And here I'm just explaining him like the rules of Birdcage, so just so that like it's clear to both players like how exactly it works. I try to like indicate that I have to have 10 Dawn at the end of my turn in order for it to blow up. A lot of players, I feel like, don't really understand like not really understand, but I feel like a lot of people don't really think about the fact that like even when I get to 10 Dawn, I could just minus a Dawn, and it kind of throws people off there. So it's kind of fun when you catch them like that. And I think he's going to 6, or no, he's going to 7 right now, I think. And I believe here is where he he swings for, I think, 5 with lead. We're just discussing, I think we were just asking more questions about the Birdcage just to clarify. But yeah, he's gonna swing 5, and I think I do decide to take it, even though I probably shouldn't, because of what's about to happen next. Oh no, I do counter out. Okay, it's not too bad. So he drops 7 for Linlin, and then I think I decide to give him the life. You know, he's back up to, I think that's 3 life. Because I don't want to trash my life just yet. Sometimes certain cards could be useful. It's kind of situational on what I want to do, but here I am going into my 8th dawn turn with no characters on the board, and he's got like such a full board. Basically, can do whatever he wants here. I don't get my board stayed up. The thing is, it's kind of tough because I play a lot of 5 costs. The only 4 drop I have, I think, is Pika, and then I have Baby 5. And then I obviously have like Sugar, and I do play Ezo just for the 2k counter and also to rest. But so I'm gonna start here, 5 at life. I think he grabs a trigger. Yep, it's a Brule trigger, as yellow does, which gets him a blocker on the board for free. And then I play Pika for 4, starting to get my board. And then I'm gonna go 2 for Sugar, I think. Oh no, Baby 5. Baby 5 surge, I think I'm looking for a 2k counter or something like that. I got Spiderweb, which is, you know, pretty good to have. I like the fact that Spiderweb is searchable, because when I was playing the film package, Spiderweb was not searchable. The amount of times that I would whiff and just see events in the trash hurt so much. My Punk Gibsons and Spiderwebs are just now I got 2 Dawn left, and I think I'm deciding if I want to go is that Sugar? Yes, it is Sugar. Sugar's great. I think I rest the Ohm, because Ohm becomes a 6k body when Enel is down to 2 life. So I play the Sugar and then pass. The Sugar would be good for me. In case they play anything, I could just rest it. But I do believe the Sugar gets Godatsu'd here, which is quite annoying. Actually, maybe not. Maybe he does play something else. Let's see here. Yeah, it's definitely a tough board state when he's got a 7-drop Big Mom on the board, a Holly, and a blocker, plus 2 life, and I haven't even, you know, not even to mention his leader ability, which stalls the game out. Yeah, I think he's thinking here what exactly he wants to do, which play he wants to go with. He is at 9, so the Yamato could come down, but you wouldn't get the full value of the Yamato because you can't heal. So he's probably thinking what he should do here. And yeah, yellow is tough, man. Yellow is the one matchup that, I mean, Sakazuki is also tough, but I feel like with Sakazuki, if I see the right cards, then it's not so bad. But Enel is tough. He's going 2 into the Baby 5, and I make a mistake here. I save it with the 2k counter, and I shouldn't have because I realized that I have the Birdcage up, so it's gonna stay frozen anyways. But it at least allows him to swing 5 at it, and I can have the dog rested. So maybe it wasn't so bad of a decision, but still don't know if that was the right call, because I just basically dumped a 2k counter and lost my Baby 5. I think I had a Spiderweb in hand, so maybe I could have restood it to get another search out. I just didn't think it was worth it. But now he's going 5 at me, and think I take. Oh no, he's going 8 at me. I think that one I take. No trigger. Unlike yellow, we don't get lucky in triggers yet. I think the best trigger in green is probably the Punk Gibson trigger. That saves you. That card can save you because it can rest any character regardless of cost. But here he's playing Katakuri and putting the Brûlé into life, which is quite annoying. And yeah, Sugar resting the Katakuri, which, you know, it doesn't really matter because with Katakuri and Big Mom, both of them being big characters, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough because those won't get rested, or sorry, those won't stay rested. So they'll just restand, and then now it's a menacing board because he's got 2 AK bodies and 3 life. One of them clearly being a Brûlé trigger, and plus his leader ability. And I've got 2 life and Pika on the board. So I'm at my 10 Dawn turn here. And typically here's where I like to play Queen or something like that, so I can have my Dawn minus effect. Queen is great. Queen is one of the best cards, definitely in this deck. Definitely one of the best blockers. Obviously, that's why, well, at the time of this recording, it's like $40. It's so expensive, but it's such a core purple card. And I think I'm deciding here. Usually I'll do my swings first, and then play down a character, unless I obviously need it, right? But let's see what I do here. I'm going 7 to life, or 8. Or I think I'm going 8 at the Big Mom, actually. I don't think I'm going to life, because I'm trying to get some cards out and maybe hopefully get a character off. But again, like, you know, he has the counter power. He has a full hand here, so going 8, and then it makes it tough for me to swing. Oh, I'm going 7 here, it looks like, for Eustace Captain Kidd. That Dawn minus gives me a +1 on my leader. Now this is a card that I actually wasn't playing in my deck for a while, but I was playing at a locals once and someone had it in their deck and they, you know, told me to try it out. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like, yeah, it helps having an extra +1, but I think that it makes my deck a little clunkier. I think I would rather have some other cards, so I might try to get rid of it. But it is nice having it on the board, because I get to continuously minus a Dawn, which keeps my Birdcage in effect. Yeah, so here I'm just explaining the sequencing of my turn here, because I pay a Dawn to restand Pika, and then I also have 2 Dawn up for leader effect. And then now that I minus the Dawn, my Birdcage is still up. So it's I'm getting used to it, because I play on the sim, and the sim basically just does everything for you. But in real life, you have to make sure that, you know, you're doing everything. So Pika's great because it allows me to keep it safe and protected. The only time I would leave it rested is if I like need to use that extra Dawn and then I have like a spider web to help restand it. But yeah, I'm at a 6k leader. He's got 2 8k swings and at 10 Dawn, so I'm expecting like another Yamato, another Katakuri. Like, he's in a great spot where he has a blocker and 2 life. Like, he could freely play like a big body, and just swing with leader maybe. Like, he'll be perfectly fine. He's got 2 big swings also. But yeah, let's take a look here. So he's going, I think he's going 8 to life, which this is tough, right? Because I have to absorb 3 8k swings. Even though I'm at 6k, it's tough, right? Because that's gonna be 2 cards minimum, right? Because I'm gonna need 2k to go to 8, and then a +1 to get out of it. So I will probably counter out of 1, use an event to get out of 1, and then take 1. I'm guessing is how this will go. Yeah, so there's two 2Ks, which hurts. Two 2Ks, and then he swings 8 again, and I'm like, shit, I have to take that. I'm thinking if I want to use a trigger or not. Yeah, Punk Gibson trigger, and I rest the Big Mom. So I think that was the right call because it allows me to get out of a hit for this turn. Keeping it in hand wouldn't have been super useful. I mean, perhaps I could have rested the Brule, but it's not like I can go for game anytime soon. And here comes Shirahoshi, which man, have you guys seen the Shirahoshi Katakuri combo? It's like so crazy. They play I'm wondering like, why would you ever hard play a Shirahoshi, but then you could just use Katakuri the next turn to put it into life, and then you grab it off trigger, and then you get to cycle again. Like it's insane. Cycling through 3 cards is pretty crazy though, so it's really good, especially in this sort of game. Here I am resetting my board, and now I'm at 10 again. I have a couple options. I'm pretty sure like one of my main cards to run, especially at 9, is Kaido. Not a lot of people play Kaido anymore in this build, but I really like it because it helps me stay below the Dawn level that I need, and I think that might be what I'm doing, or I might be going for another kid. That might be it also, so I could drop Kaido the next turn possibly. I can survive. Kaido's great for sure. I'm just trying to figure out like what else I can do in this deck to make it better, but at the end of the day, like when you're playing an off-meta deck against like one of the best decks in the format, okay, so there's only so much you can do, but sorry. So I'm playing, okay, do you guys see the thumbs up here? He pointed that out to me, and I had I thought he was tripping, but I rewatched the video and I was like, oh my god, like it is there. I have no idea what that thumbs down was from. I didn't say anything. I didn't click anything, and it's definitely not from his side. Look, there he goes, he's putting the thumbs down, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. So right now, like, I saw it again and I still have no clue. But basically what I just did here, I played a 6 cost Monkey D. Luffy from OPO 3, and it's kind of a forgotten card, but what it does is on play, Dawn -1, trash a character with 5 cost from hand, and then this character gains rush. I had it in my deck because I thought it was really good against Sakazuki, because sometimes you just really need some rushers. That's also why Kaido is great against Sakazuki as well. The problem is Dawn -1 and trash a 5 cost character hurts. A lot of my 2K counters are 5 cost characters, so having to discard that X Drake definitely sucked. But here I'm going 8, I think, at Katakuri, and I'll probably swing another 8 with Kid. But because he's got two Dawn up, so I know he probably has like an Eldor or something. So I'm like really here, like, yeah, I don't know if I can really clear his board. But you know, it is what it is. Now I have 3 Dawn remaining. I think I'll go 2 with Pika to swing 8 again, and then leave the 1 to restand the Pika, and then still have my 2 Dawn to swing with. Yep, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm going 8, probably at Katakuri. Probably I'd got a curry. And he uses Eldor to get out of it. And I'm like, damn, but my leader's at 6, but I can't really swing at anything. And I don't really want to go at life, because any trigger he gets would probably just be beneficial. And yeah, there we go. I'm passing. 1 Dawn to restand Pika, 2 Dawn for leader ability. And it's his go now, so he will be restanding the 2 8k bodies, which is going to be quite difficult to deal with. And he draws for turn. And let's see what he does here. He's got 3 Dawn. Yep, he's going 8 at life. Which, again, now I'm in the same position I was in the last round, where I'm going to have to absorb 8k like 3 times. So, Spiderweb to restand the kid. I mean, it's kind of just like, why not, right? I don't want them to swing into it. So now he's going 8 again at life, and I unfortunately have to take. And he's probably just going to load up the rest of his Dawn on the Linlin, and that will be game. Yep, like whatever that is at Linlin, and yeah, I'm going to take it. So it's tough. This is definitely a difficult matchup. If you guys see anything that you think I could do differently or change up in my deck, definitely let me know. This is a tough matchup. Like, I had the Kaido in hand, I had the Queen in hand. Perhaps I could have put down a blocker. Might have been a better play. I think I might take out that Luffy also. The rush is good, but the cost is super high. Getting rid of a card, even if I have the 5 cost in hand to discard, getting rid of it just to use rush is hard, plus Dawn -1. So yeah, that'll be the end of the game. Definitely let me know what you guys think. And I've got a couple more games to showcase. So yeah, that'll be all for now. But yeah, thank you.